All right, the start of our first cooking video. We got some deer from last season that's grinded and packed up, frozen. We gotta get rid of it before we get some more deer this year. So I'm gonna cook some deer stew or deer soup today. These are some of the aromatics and herbs and stuff that we need for it. So I'm just gonna go through it really quick. Again, this is deer stew, and we're gonna go through the what's it called? All the ingredients essentially for the herbs and stuff. The seasoning and stuff is really straight up, simple, but the herbs is what makes it good. So we got ginger, got some garlic, got some green onions, lemongrass as well. And then we got some onions as well. Then we got some cilantro too. Coriander, cilantro. And then other than that, I would say other pieces that we have is the galango. This is frozen, I have it, so I'm just gonna break off a couple pieces and throw it in there while it's simmering. But yeah, these are all the ingredients. I'm gonna get them all cleaned up and then get ready to chop up and stuff like that. So we'll be back once everything is ready to get chopped up. Alright, we're back. I forgot a couple things earlier. I forgot to talk about the lime leaf. These are kind of old. They've been in the freezer for a little bit, but they'll still work. And also, can't forget the Thai chilies. If it's not spicy, this will not be good if it's not spicy. So, first things first, I gotta get the garlic smashed and some garlic, some ginger, and get them sauteing up with the meat. So once that meat is all frosted like it is, then you get a little bit of health thing too, guys. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, guys, but people that are watching, is when you're defrosting your meat, take it from the freezer and put it in the fridge for a day and a half, and then prepare it right then and there on that second day, and you will have probably the best quality meat that you'll get out of the frozen meat. All right, so I got the meat in the sink, draining of the extra blood that it got from defrosting. It's my knife. I just started cooking with it recently. I like it a lot. So garlic, just want to smash the cloves and throw them in the in the pot. It's got some canola oil in there. It's for the meat in a little bit. So all of the smashed cloves, we going in there. This looks like a lot of cloves, but because it's a soup or a stew, that broth is gonna kind of dilute it down. Also, you cook it up for a pretty long time, so just cooking it down and stewing it up for so long, it makes the garlicky taste a lot less intense. Raw garlic is very strong, but you cook garlic down very long, then it mellows out a little bit and it becomes enjoyable. This is some ginger. I'm not gonna do all of it, but I'm gonna do some of it. And I'm just gonna thinly slice this. throw this in there as well. I'll have more ginger to add later, but this is just to get the flavors going. And I'm gonna get this started so I can start putting down the meat. Just get some medium heat on there. Get that garlic and ginger all good and warmed up. And then once that starts going in, I'm gonna put some of the meat and start mixing up. But I'm gonna keep on cutting up the vegetables and get them all ready to wait on the side to put in. All right, so got the ginger. This is some galangal that I got. It's frozen in certain pieces already. This, you don't gotta chop it up or nothing. I just kind of leave it in big chunks like this, because then you're gonna not want to eat it. This is not very tough. It's not very edible. So put that in there. Ginger, you want to cut it pretty thick. And honestly, how my old man does it is he just uses the back of the knife and bruises it up, and that's what makes all the juices go in and stuff like that. Again, shout out to my old man. I kind of grew up watching him make this. This is just my rendition of it. It's kind of a lazy man or lazy way to do it. Both my parents are really good cooks, but if you're talking about what you call it, like things that we hunt for and recipes and things like that for game meat, I guess that's what it's called, right? My dad definitely has a way with game meat. He does that thing really well. And so this is just kind of a little bit of what I learned from watching them from, I don't know, 20, 30 years of eating his deer meat soup and stew. So yeah, this part just can go a little bit fast. I'm just gonna kind of burn through it so you can see it, play some music maybe, and check out my homegrown, home-learned knife skills. Lemongrass, just gonna break it up. Just gonna break it up. This, I'm gonna add it to the stir fried, what is it called? Veggies, aromatics that are getting cut up. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over to the pot right now. All right, I got the deer added in here with the garlic, lemongrass, and ginger. And stir fry this up in the canola oil. It's on medium heat right now. And the seasoning itself for this is very, very simple. Just get some salt. And this is kind of a taste as you go kind of thing, because there is a broth, so that's gonna change up the flavor a little bit. But the key to this soup is highlighting the deer flavor. So if you don't like that deer flavor or gamey flavor, this might not be for you. This is what I'm getting here is the mushroom seasoning. This helps. I use this for everything that I cook. It's kind of like I see it as an alternate to like MSG, or I don't know what the scientific word for it is. monosodiumate something, I don't know, but I just get a little bit of this to get it started, because you don't want to just stir fry up this meat with no seasoning, because then the meat will be bland in the soup. So one hack or tip I would say is, when you're stir frying it, make sure that it's got seasoning, and you can always add a little bit more later, or water it down with more water if you need to, if it's too salty. But you want to make sure there's seasoning and flavor in this. So this is gonna go for a little bit, and I'm gonna keep on cutting the veggies over here. Onions, we'll cut pretty big. Onions will cook down, they don't gotta be too small. Some high quality knife work over here. One day people will understand the value of it. I think it makes the food taste better because it looks better if your cuts are done right and done well. Green onions you can coarsely chop. This is just gonna cook down in the soup regardless. I honestly like bigger for this part because it's gonna cook down. We'll cut some more later for garnishing, because the fresh green onions taste different from green onions that's been boiling or simmering with the soup. So it's always good to have some fresh green onions after it's cooked to throw on top. Then I got chilies as well, just coarse chopped. This is mainly just so that the broth can get that heat and flavor easier. You just throw in the whole chilies, and they're not gonna do too much until they're like really soft. And then, so that's most of it right there. So we got ginger, onions, green onions, chilies, and then also again the lime leaves as well. Cilantro is also going to be added later too, so that'll be chopped up later with the fresh green onions. The thing with these is they're pretty straightforward things, but what I've learned watching Mo Man is that they all go in at different points in times of the cook process. As you see down here, this is coming along with the some ginger, some garlic, lemongrass, but all this is still on the outside. So again, with the real trick to this is making sure that everything goes in at the right time, and so that you're not just throwing everything all at once, because certain ingredients need more time, and other ingredients they don't need as much. And yeah, just some cooking tips that I've seen. No one's told me this kind of stuff, but it just makes sense. Like lemongrass, galangal, ginger, garlic, those things you need to cook down a little bit more to get more of that flavor out. So you want to get it in there as soon as you can. All the other stuff, you can go in like 5-10 minutes before it's cooked and add that in, and then that way you'll get that flavor profile. So I watched a lot of Food Network growing up, so I don't have any formal cooking knowledge, but Emeril Lagasse, Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray, Paula Deen, Alton Brown, all those people, they're channeled into this too. All right, well, been cooking for a while now. I added some of the onions in there, in the lime leaf as well, after it's already pretty much cooked. I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff in here added in now. So the galangal, the rest of the onions, chilies, green onions, ginger, everything's in there now, as you can see. So this is gonna get This is gonna get going here and mixed in a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and pour some hot water in here. Again, another very important part of this as well, again, is how much water you put in there. Something my old man always told me is that you just want to put enough to where it covers the meat. Just like that. So that way, that broth is really flavorful. If I had bones in there and ribs and stuff like that, I could probably add more water and get away with it. But again, old man always said, pour enough to where it just covers it. Stir it up a little bit. Looks like I need a little bit more. And that should be it right there. Leave this on medium heat. Cover it. And let it simmer for, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. I'm gonna be adding something else to it a little bit here as well. All right, so I've never done this before, but we usually put like deer stomach in there in the soup. It sounds kind of weird. So this isn't a fresh kill one, so we don't have it. But I went and bought some tripe from the store, and I'm gonna throw it in here. Some larger chunks, and in no particular method or fashion, I'm just gonna start tossing chunks of this in here and let it simmer and cook so that it gets all of the flavors that's going on in there. As you can see, the way that looks in there, it's starting to look a little bit good. Again, these, I'm just gonna drop big old chunks in there. Just changes up some texture. It doesn't really have a taste, honestly. It's just texture. Yeah, this is beef tripe. Sometimes they might label it like Venison or something weird, like different and weird like that, but it's all beef stomach. All the same. This stuff is not so cheap anymore. It used to be pretty cheap, but it's getting popular. Or it's always been popular, I guess, but I guess it's not so taboo to eat anymore. I can stir it in a little bit. This is where I'm making it my twist, because this is not the way that you're supposed to do it. But, you know, kind of don't have much access to it right now with not having killed the fresh one, so you gotta adapt and pivot. And then hopefully it doesn't ruin it. Hopefully it just helps it. This knife is pretty sharp. That's why I like using it. So that might be a little much, but it's okay. I like this stuff, so it'll cook down and kind of get smaller in a way. But that's it. We're gonna stir this up. Might need to add some more water. just to cover it up. And then before the final simmer, I'm gonna add, this is optional, I've never done this either, but coriander seeds, they're store-bought. I usually don't put it in here, but I know my old man does, so I'm gonna throw some in there and let it boil with it and simmer with it. And then also, what this does, do one more pinch of this mushroom seasoning, because now we have water in there, so that flavor is gonna go down a little bit. Dilute it a little bit, so we gotta add that back. All right, so this is everything in there. And now, it's the hardest part. I'm gonna turn up the heat from medium to medium high. It's gonna get it boiling. I'm gonna cover it up and give it about 15-20 minutes. All right, this has been stewing for about 20 minutes. Everything's cooked down. I'm gonna taste the broth. See how it does. This is without any adjustments. I usually add fish sauce and peppers before I eat it too, so that's gonna add a little bit of flavor extra too. Ooh! Ooh. You know broth's good, but you gotta do that after you taste it. I burned my mouth the first time. Yep. I would say it's good. Final plating soon. Alright, here's the finished product. I topped it off with some of the chilies and fish sauce and lemon, not lemongrass, green onions. And that's where it is. So, I'll mix it up. Taste this broth one more time. Yeah. There it is. This is my version of deer stew, using last year's ground up meat. So subscribe, let me know, try it.